I'm not feeling the caffeine yet. Look at our levels.
Well, how long is that going to take?
Checkity check.
Check.
Checkity check.
Check.
All right, we look good. We're fine. We're good.
We look good. We sound good.
All right.
Perfect.
Let's roll.
Are you ready to roll? Because I'm ready to rock.
I'm Gator and you're Funky?
I'm Skunk.
Skunk.
Yeah.
Skunk and Gator.
Skunk and Gator. You ready?
Yep.
Because this is going to be it. This is going to be the one. We're going to bring it home tonight. We're going to tear down the walls. We're going to kick ass and take names.
You blow up in funny shapes at all?
Well, no, unless round is funny.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Yes, I took last week off. Got a problem? Sue me. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. I'm Skunk.
I'm Gator.
This is episode 80.
Woo
80. 80.
80 episodes. 80.
It's like when we were in the 70s, that didn't seem, I don't know, but now this is the 80th episode.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to harp on that.
Yeah.
I did want to say something because we have a loyal fan. His name is Andrew Jackson Gibbons.
Yeah.
And you posted a meme on our Facebook page. It's the thing from Finding Neverland where Johnny Depp is talking to the kid, and the kid said that how did it go? He listened to the Irritable Dad Syndrome, and then he says, I started with episode 1. Yeah. And Andrew hops on there and says, hey, look, am I the only person who thought episode 1 was funny? If I didn't like episode 1, I wouldn't still be listening. So, Andrew, I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening to every episode. Thank you for being a loyal fan, and we really appreciate it.
Okay, so here's something that I want to do.
Okay, what's that, Mike?
We're live.
Skunk.
We're live.
You're Gator.
I'm Gator.
Gator.
So let's look at what we talked about on episode 1.
Okay.
This is the
You're
exact.
actually doing a visual.
This is the
on
entirety,
an audio-only podcast.
Well, if you let me speak, I'll speak it.
Okay.
The entirety of the show notes are our first episode, 2 exclamation points.
Mm-hmm.
Shows urgency.
Yeah.
Random talk, including embarrassing moments, why we're doing this, Rubik's Cubes, U2, vinyl, behind the scenes on commercial shoots, passing out in the 5th grade or 8th grade, and more.
On episode 1, I actually had a Rubik's Cube as a backup. It was my backup plan.
Yeah.
And whenever we ran out of something to talk about, I was going to talk about solving the Rubik's Cube.
Do you remember?
I was going to solve it on an audio-only podcast.
Do you remember the pod deck? Do you remember the pod deck?
I can't believe we have people still listening to us.
Here we go.
The pod deck, yeah.
We got so excited in episode 2. We wrote week 2, exclamation point. A failed hit on a spider. Do you remember that?
I
tried to kill a spider?
I remember the story about the spider, yes.
Courting Pam.
Yes.
Musical primates. A drunken soccer ball mishap.
Oh, yes, with my good friend Anne. Yeah.
A bad choice for Robokiller and, quote, my pleasure. Boy.
Yeah. You know what? But I think back at those stories, and those are good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, Rusty Cage guy in the meat situation. I mean, we've got to...
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the title is better than the episode.
That's true.
Like, episode 7 is a bunch of diagonally mowing jerks.
Yes.
I love that title. I don't know about the episode itself.
Well, anyway, we're going to get to episode 80 right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop living in the past.
You could do all these things that I'm doing. You could go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, and there's pictures to help guide you. It's like a storybook.
Yeah.
So you're like, I can't read these words, but I can see... For example, there's a picture of a man looking at a beer, a tortilla with salsa, and 2 kids attacking each other with loaves of bread, apparently, or something.
I don't remember that story.
I don't know what that is.
I know what that was.
That was the fight I had in 8th grade.
Yeah,
the 8th grade fight I had. Yeah. So you can see clearly this one is about
what Mike is trying
to say. The patriarchy, dropping salsa in my son's eye, and getting into a fight that I lost immediately.
What Mike is trying to say is if you go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, you can scroll back and you can listen to previous episodes, and he has put a boatload of work into the website, and there are pictures that coincide with each podcast and that describe visually what our podcast is about. And we're very proud of every episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is episode 80, and we're happy that you're here.
It looks like a good podcast.
It does.
Looking at the pictures.
It really does. You go to their website and like, damn, those guys know what they're doing.
And then you play it.
Yeah. I mean, and that only confirms your original thought.
That's correct.
Yes,
that's correct.
Yes, it does.
That's correct.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Wordle Plus. Yes, America's favorite 5-letter word game that took the world by storm is now even better. Wordle Plus is 5 times more challenging, 5 times more exciting, and 5 times more exhausting than ever before. But remember, don't reveal the daily word to anybody, or you'll be dragged out on the front porch and beaten within an inch of your life. Wordle Plus, available wherever quality word games are sold. Now back to you, Buck and Dusty.
So what's new? What's new? You got a Wordle update?
I do have a Wordle update because for weeks I've been bitching about people who play Wordle.
Wordle's a stupid game.
It is a stupid game.
It is.
It really is. And I think my complaint really was the people who would post their score
squares.
with the squares, and because I had no idea what it was. It's like, is that like a heart monitor? Is that what is that? Mm-hmm. Well, I finally tried it. Okay. I decided to stop being the old man who just bitched about things. And I tried it. And I went on my phone and I downloaded what I thought was Wordle, but it ended up being a knockoff version called Guess a Word. I thought I was playing Wordle. And it turns out that this version of this game where you guess a 5-letter word, you have infinite play. So I can play this game all day long. I can guess 5-letter words all day. On Wordle, you only guess 1 time a day, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it builds community.
No, it doesn't build anything.
The whole world
it's turning
is
people against each other because
aiming for this word.
It's like, when my buddy Jeff, but hey, look what I got in 3 words. And then people are like jealous because they couldn't get it in 3 words. And now they hate Jeff because he's smarter than them. That's what it's doing. Right? So anyway, I got this knockoff version of Guess a Word.
Yeah.
And a crazy thing happened to me.
Guess a word.
It's called a really unique, creative name for a game.
It's not Nintendo. It's play things on TV.
With joystick. Oh. So I'm playing Guess a Word, and my first guess was smoke. Okay, and that was wrong. I don't remember what the second word was, what the third word was, but I got it on the 4th, and it ended up being water. So my first guess was smoke. The actual word was water, and then I had Deep Purple on the head for the rest of the night. Well, I had this song going through my head. Welcome back.
I thought you had an aneurysm there for a second.
No. And I'm wondering how many times people have had a situation like that happen. Like if you guessed brain, okay, but the actual word was drugs. Hey, this is your brain on drugs, right? That has to, bacon, and then the word is really gravy. Bacon gravy.
Well, let me ask you this.
God, now I'm hungry.
So I've gotten on the Wordle train. I play it when I poop.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Yeah.
And just a couple things about it. One is the first time I played it, I thought, oh, you're limited to 5-letter words? Well, this game is going to last maybe a couple of weeks, and then it'll be out of 5-letter words.
It turns out there's
a lot of 5-letter words.
Dozens of 5-letter words.
More than 6. And do you have...
Wouldn't it be some if there were only 6 5-letter words? It's like, which one is it this time?
You're the guy...
Pretty good chance of getting it right.
Yeah, the guy at Wordle Inc., who's in charge of picking how many letters go in the word, is like, man, you had one job. You picked that.
Exactly.
But do you have a word that you start every Wordle with?
Yes.
What's your word?
Raise.
R-A-I-S-E.
Yeah.
So mine is speak.
Okay.
And I was on a 17 streak with speak.
Yeah.
Because you got your E, you got your A, you got an S.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You either go S or you go T on a word. If it's not S, it's a T word.
That's true.
R's go both ways.
Yeah.
They do. So, and I can usually get to where I need to be. I found out something very disturbing about Wordle. is you will lose your streak if you miss the word coming around, not if you miss the word. So like on the weekend, I was like, okay, I played Wordle. I pooped on Friday. I played Wordle. Saturday comes, Sunday comes, Monday I'm pooping again. I'm playing Wordle.
So you didn't poop Saturday or Sunday?
I poop alone and in silence on the weekends without Wordle.
Okay.
I often
Just
poop
like
alone
God
and in silence.
intended.
Yeah. You can edit that out. My point is, when I came back on Monday, now I got the word on Friday. When I come back on Monday, it says your current streak is 0. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Stop the car, Helen.
My streak was 5.
Uh-huh.
And I got 5 legit. Matter of fact, one of those was a second guess hit. Those are the ones people go to Facebook and they start slamming out those green squares.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But then there's another thing around Wordle that your crazy friend, Kate Halpin, the one that stalks you at Kroger.
She does. And I've talked to her about that.
So she posted this thing, you play Wordle on 8 things at once. Did you do that?
No, there's quadwordle or some. Yeah, we have to guess 4 or 5-letter words at the same time. I can't wait until Since You Wordle, where you guess 100 5-letter words at the same time.
Well, I didn't see. You can't see them all on your screen at the same time. The one that I was playing, and I scrolled down, and I had a mini panic attack. I've been playing on multiple screens this whole time, and I didn't sign up for that.
Right.
I was proud of the fact that I got 3 or 4 of them just by whatever.
Yeah.
But man, people need to calm down.
I know.
I think once Wordle was invented, everybody else should just go away. It's like Candy Crush. Once Candy Crush came out,
I still love Candy
that's
Crush.
it for match 3. Take your other weird match 3 games and go away. You're not better than Candy Crush. I said it.
Yeah.
And I'll repeat it.
I believe you.
Candy Crush is the king of that. It's made by King.
Yeah.
It says King when you start it up.
Yeah.
You're done. Same thing with Wordle. You do the one Wordle thing, you're done. Don't keep making new classic Coke or Crystal Pepsi,
right?
Or Major Melon Mountain. Major Melon Mountain Dew is pretty good.
No, it's not. That's what we tried here on the podcast.
So I have a confession to make.
It was that pink.
Yeah, it tastes like watermelon.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like
dropped it in a vat of acid.
And then you threw up in it.
I find that I enjoy that.
So you've started drinking Major Melon.
I've started drinking Major Melon.
Okay.
I passed it off as buying it for the kids.
and you didn't tell me. This isn't something that you thought you should let me know.
Occasionally there would be a can.
This is related to the podcast.
Yeah.
I have a right.
I've been drinking the sugar-free Major Melon.
Oh, God, sugar-free everything tastes like crap.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah.
So I enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to show you this. There have been 2 times on the guess a word where I have gotten it on the second try.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you this, and we can post this picture on our Facebook page. I guessed range,
Whoa.
RANGE.
Wow.
And all 5 letters came up yellow. Okay, so then I thought, oh, well, it's anger. Bam. Bam.
Yeah.
I guessed it on the second try.
Okay.
Now,
so
this is even more impressive. Let me show you this. This is an audio-only podcast. I guessed braid, BRAID, as my top letter. All gray.
Dude.
So I said, well, it's got to be sheep.
Yeah.
Bam. Second word, sheep.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it up to the microphone so our people see. Sheep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
The last time when we talked about this in the last episode, the gist about this was you were using this to unlock your creativity.
I'm trying to, yes.
And were you trying to learn new words or just break open the creativity?
I heard that, like, there's a lot of people who do Sudoku, and that helps them. They say it helps them create creatively. And screw that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like Sudoku.
No, there's no way in hell I'm going to start doing math. I think hell is nothing but just long division math problems. Okay. I have a job where I write and edit promos for Antenna TV and Rewind TV, and I need to be creative. And so sometimes, the funny's not there, and sometimes I need to come up with a new idea. Okay. And I had actually read somewhere that word problems, Scrabble, those type of things will help unlock creative juices. Okay. So that's why I started doing this, started playing Guess a Word.
So I started reading. I've been reading about a chapter a night.
Okay.
Now, there's some judgmental people out there right now. I read a book a day.
They
Whatever.
can screw themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to poop and play Wordle. I don't have time to read a book a day. But I've been aiming for a chapter a night. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've learned at least one new word.
And what is that word?
Litter. Okay, now listen. Listen to me.
I know that word.
Hold on. But have you heard it used this way?
Oh.
Litter is another word for a stretcher that you carry a person on.
Okay.
I put him on a litter and drug him through the woods.
Where, in England?
Well, I don't know. I guess the guy that wrote the book is English. So I'm reading Robert Jordan, The Eye of the World, the first in the Wheel of
in
Time
England,
series.
a flat is an apartment.
Exactly.
And
No.
a lift is an
Okay.
elevator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
and
think
left
I'm going
is
to go?
right, and
You think I'm going to get a cigarette? Is that what you're thinking?
Side note, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
You may approach the bench.
I've been in London once.
Okay.
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 And I was riding the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And the bus is cool because you're sitting there and you're
Was
not.
it one of them double-decker ones?
No.
Okay.
Well, it might have been. I don't know.
Like what drove through Harry Potter?
Doesn't matter. I'm sitting on the bus.
Well, people
okay.
take buses seriously.
In England, they ride on the wrong side of the road, or they ride on the other side of the road from what we do. I'm being judgmental.
Yes.
The point is, I grew up knowing that. I know that as an adult. I went over there knowing that. I got on the bus on the other side of the street knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down, and for the first 30 seconds of the ride, I knew that and was in awe of that.
Isn't it amazing how little things like that?
But hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
I looked down at my phone because I had a reservation I had to make sure that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up and the bus driver was making a left-hand turn, and I actually almost had a heart attack. I stood up.
It's like, what are you doing?
I was like, I thought we were going to die. And then it took me a few seconds to say, oh.
You about littered your pants.
I about littered my pants. Now let's flash back to me reading the book.
Okay.
I am cheating a little bit. I read on Kindle now. I just do. I understand people like to have paper books.
Yeah.
I've injured myself enough times by having the book fall on my face.
Yes, I have done that.
I'm also at the age where you need reading glasses and those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
The fun thing with the Kindle is you just, and this is going to be a visual, whoop, and
Blow
the words
print
get
up
bigger.
to 212. Yeah.
Another fun thing from someone like me.
One word per screen.
Another fun thing for people like me who have mental issues, I don't know many words. If I see a word that looks odd, I can touch it and the dictionary pops up and defines that
And
word.
it explains it to you?
Also,
Nice.
it has a link to Wikipedia.
Okay.
If I link to something that's not in the dictionary, like Harry Potter.
Right.
And I'm reading Harry Potter and I forgot who Harry Potter is. I'll touch that and it'll explain
It's the only person in the movie who I know who he is.
I'm just saying that if you out there in podcast land feel like you need to learn more words, get yourself a Kindle and start reading things.
Well, now I've told you what my problem. I have many problems with reading.
Okay.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I have attention deficit disorder because I'll be at 10, 15 pages into the book and they'll start talking about Kevin and Kevin was doing this thing and Kevin was remorseful for what happened. I'm thinking, who in the hell is Kevin?
Yeah.
And I have to go back 3 or 4 pages or whatever to where they introduce Kevin and like, oh, Kevin is Sarah's friend and she brought him into the grocery store and he started liking Jill or whatever, right?
What the hell kind of book are you reading?
It's a picture book.
Okay.
It's one of those do your own adventure things. But no, so I'll be reading and then they will introduce this character and I don't have a clue what's going on. So I have to go back and it literally, it can take me, I read The Stand by Stephen King and it took me months.
There's a lot of names in there.
Months to get through The Stand by Stephen King. So there's one thing. I keep forgetting who's who and what, and I lose track.
Lord of the Rings would destroy you.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. The movie was hard enough for me to follow. My wife, I thought, was going to divorce me because I kept asking questions. Who is this? What is that? What? Because I wanted to know.
Yeah. And then some
she explained
characters
it to me.
have 2 names, like Aragorn and Strider. You're like, I thought his name.
Yes.
That's what happened with
Gollum and Smeagol are the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
Right? So, and then there's Arwen and Eowyn. Saruman. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Name somebody Fred. And then the other person is going to be Ginger. There you go. Bam. So there's that. I can never get.
Ginger and Fred.
Ginger and Fred, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I can
Those
never
were the
get
Eagles.
comfortable reading a book if I'm sitting up.
Yeah.
My neck hurts. If I'm laying down, I can't see. I can't get the right light, and then I'm trying to hold the page, and then the page keeps closing or whatever, and then I have had the book fall on my face.
You get Cheeto dust on the pages.
Exactly. Yeah, well, then the pages get all orange because your Cheeto dusty fingers are turning the. You lick the finger and you turn the page, and then you take it back to the library, and then they're pissed at you because the corners are all orange.
Yeah. So that's another thing with the Kindle is that you can have light. It has its own light. I will walk around though with my Kindle and be sanctimonious. I'm just going to use that word. I don't think that's what that means. And I'll hold it, and it has like.
You're going to be penultimate.
I'll be penultimate. My Kindle has about 80 books on it right now, and I'll just be like, I have 80 books with me, and then another part of my brain says, "You're not going to read those,
right?
Why do you have what you? Right? Who cares that you have 80 books? You're not going to read them. I've read the first chapter of most of them.
And for a guy who hates reading, I own every book by David Sedaris, and when his new one comes out,
you'll get it.
I'm going to go and I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, and
I will eventually read it. I love his books. It takes me forever to get through them. Yeah. But I do, but I hate reading. Yeah. I just don't enjoy it. I get no pleasure. And you talk about people judging someone. Oh God, people
I'm judging you right now.
You judge me every day, and I'm used to that. But people seriously love to judge people who don't enjoy reading books. Yeah. And it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was on the Facebook. My friend Lindsay, who I graduated high school with, she said almost word for word that she does not enjoy reading books. She gets no pleasure out of the actual reading of the book. Okay. And I'm like, she and I, we could have married had she not met her husband and I might not met Libby.
Yeah. Based solely
on our hatred of reading books. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I'm sorry. And I've bitched about this on this podcast before. Yeah. The book was better than the movie. Screw you. Yeah. The movie was awesome.
There's times when that's true. Yeah.
I can't possibly.
However,
there's no way I don't think I would have ever enjoyed reading The Lord of the Rings.
My favorite thing to do, one of my favorite things to do, it's not my favorite thing to do. It's a thing I like to do.
Right.
I'm trying to be less hyperbolic. There's another one. I like to, when a movie is made of a book, I like to watch the trailer and then read the book and then use the visuals from the trailer. Yeah. Because otherwise, if I hadn't done that with Dune, I would imagine Duke Leto as being like Robert De Niro, the guy that floats Robert De Niro. Everybody would be Robert De Niro, and then Al Pacino would be like the worm. I just can't visualize people's faces.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Game of Thrones is a perfect example. I've read the first book of Game of Thrones.
Right.
I got most of the way through it, and then the series started on HBO, and that catapulted me through the rest of the first book. Because I'm like, oh, that's what they look like.
You see, and this is. Stay with me on this, okay?
I'll walk down this lane with you.
I'm sorry, but you can describe a dragon, right? And people are like, well, you got to have an imagination, Darren. Use your imagination. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That dragon in Game of Thrones was kick-ass.
Yes.
That was as cool as a thing as I've seen on TV in 100 years.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that my imagination, Darren Cox's imagination, is going to be a better looking dragon than what they put on the HBO.
Let me counter that.
Okay.
By starting another story.
Okay.
Andrew and I started watching the Alien series together. I figure he's at that age.
Okay.
Okay. Age.
He's not, but I'm not going to tell you.
He's just a couple. Okay.
If you knew how I parented, you would not take a parenting advice from me. Not with what's going on in my house.
So in the 80s, my dad.
I sound like my kids are killing each other or something.
In the 80s, I was a kid and you didn't know what a movie was about then. You had like a 30-second trailer, and then you had a black and white picture in the newspaper that had the movie times. That's all you knew.
That's true.
So my dad took me and my buddy, when we were in 7th and 8th grade, I believe it was, to see RoboCop.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
One of the most violent, bloody movies ever made. He also took us to see Predator, I believe we saw Rambo. All those. Rambo is practically, you watch it now, it's like a G-rated movie. But back then it was like a big deal.
But Rambo was
First Blood Part 2.
Rambo was amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is, I figured I'm with Andrew. Alien is, I can sit with him and we'll be okay. So we're watching it, and I'm kind of concerned when the alien is going to burst out of the chest. I didn't tell him that's what's going to happen. And I found out later he had no idea.
Right.
So I'm sitting there trying to not laugh, because if you watch that now,
right,
it looks so stupid.
Cheese-tastic.
I mean, it's cheesy. The actors they look cool, but the little thing, it was all I could do. I kept thinking of it, putting the hat on and go, hello, my honey.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
And then the alien, I mean, I don't know how many people know this, probably everyone in the world. The alien in that is just a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
With a long head.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And there's a few times where it's a real cheesy, like he sticks out his hands like, rah, like jazz hands, like, wagga, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. You know, and... So Andrew was terrified, but I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, now, in that case, if I read about Alien, if I read the Alien book right now, I don't know if there is one. There probably is one.
Was there?
Let's just say there is one.
Okay.
If I read it now, I would be imagining the alien from...
John Grisham alien. With a suitcase and a courtroom. Your Honor, clearly he's violating Space Law 1495.
So have you seen Prometheus and the new Alien movies? Those are terrifying.
Are they? I gave up on them years ago.
When the alien comes, it's actually kind of disturbing and terrifying.
Okay.
Now, if I read the Alien book, I would be imagining that alien in the Alien. I wouldn't be imagining, hello, my honey, jazz hands.
Baby,
so in that case, the little movie that would be playing in my head is much better than Jazz Hands McCree coming out of the side of the ship to attack Ripley.
Yeah. No, I did. I gave up on Alien movies so long ago.
When did you? So 3, you got Alien 3, which was weird.
The one that had Winona Ryder in it was the
Alien
last
Resurrection.
That was the last one I watched.
Okay, so then the next is Prometheus and Covenant, I think. Okay. Those are kind of prequels.
Yeah, because
those are really good.
I had seen, I think I saw Alien 2 Electric Boogaloo before I saw Alien 1.
Oh.
I think.
So you're probably sitting there like, what's the big deal? It's just one of them. Just shoot it.
So, but my oldest son wanted to watch Aliens. Okay. He kept hearing about it. Can we watch it? Can we watch it?
Because it's badass.
Yes, but like the original Terminator.
Yeah.
The special effects do not hold up.
Yeah.
Okay. They just don't.
Yeah.
They really don't.
I mean, the two things, because we're actually watching the second one now. The two things I remember is like the alien getting really close to Ripley with the water and
well, that's acid.
Yeah. And the other one.
I always wondered if that alien had bad acid reflux.
Well, no. The water that's coming down its face, not its blood. They always have it. It's always wet. It's always like the alien's in a shower.
But I thought that was the acid that oozed from its pores.
No. It's all inside it. No, because otherwise it would be falling through the ship. The acid only comes out when they get shot.
You think you know everything, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
I do. You're in my realm now. You're nerdy movies, and there's a bunch of video games based on this. I know the alien lore. And the other scene is the get away from her, you bitch.
You bitch. Oh. Yeah.
Get away from her, you bitch.
See,
if you have an Aliens movie poster, it would be that scene. It would need to be animated, and it would need to say that.
At my old job, WLWT, we had a Steadicam, and the rig that you mounted on your shoulders and everything to carry it.
Yeah.
Every time Carrie or Christina, my friends, would wear that, I would ask them, I'm like, will you say, get away, stay away from her, you bitch? And they never would.
Yeah.
But I begged them because it just looked so Ripley-esque. I wanted to talk about more bad special effects.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I had watched a lot of episodes of My Favorite Martian, which is coming soon to Antenna TV, coming this spring. There's an episode. Now, this TV show was made in the 60s. Okay. And they didn't have a lot of special effects back then. There is an episode where Bill Bixby is outside And the neighbor's rabbit, Cleo, is a little white bunny rabbit. He opens a door. The rabbit accidentally gets into his apartment where he and Uncle Martin live. The rabbit ate one of Uncle Martin's vitamins or pills or something, and turned into a giant 6-foot rabbit.
Oh no!
Okay,
is it like an Easter Bunny nightmare thing? Yes. Does he look like the bunny from Christmas Story?
Yes, I mean, it's clearly a guy in a bunny suit. But whenever you'd see the rabbit would go, no. And it would hop around the house. And I am laughing my ass off. I have tears coming up. I'm laughing now talking about it.
Yeah.
And my wife is upstairs. She's like, is everything okay down there? I'm like, you gotta come see a 6-foot rabbit. It's hysterical. And Bill Bixby would scream and run from this thing. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, and at the time, it was like, it was great.
Yeah.
The special effects were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I strongly recommend when you watch My Favorite Martian, look for the episode with the bunny rabbit. And I don't remember something about Cleo. I don't remember the title of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's more entertaining than money can possibly buy.
Yeah, we've been going through the X-Files, and you look at those early X-Files episodes.
Yeah,
it's like they had different directors coming in and different writers. You would have an episode like that looked like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It was like, oh my God, this is the best show ever made. And then the next one would be like an episode of South Park. Yeah, like paper. Like, what in the hell are you guys? And, all of a sudden Mulder's goofy and Scully's...
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Okay, we're going to look at the alien over here. Okay. It's just... So it makes it tough for us,
Mr. Mackey, right?
Yeah, it makes it tough for us to watching with the kids because there was like there was an alien. They loved the alien subplot, so there was a very alien heavy episode, and then the next episode was Mulder was for some reason investigating vampires in L.A.
Yeah,
and there was like a lot of TV sex and blood sucking, and all of a sudden he went from. Mulder and Scully always had that will they, won't they thing going on.
Right.
All of a sudden, he's like banging vampires and be like, I'm a vampire banger. And it's like, what the dude from like Typo Negative or sort of like one of those bands is walking around. It was, and then the next one, it goes right back to, normal Mulder.
Exactly.
We're getting aliens. It's like, what happened there?
It's time for Dave's Comedy Corner. I was going to the Agoraphobics convention last week. Then I thought, nah, I'll just stay home. This has been Dave's Comedy Corner.
Waka, waka, waka.
For the first time in, 12 weeks or something, I have a Just Stop.
Okay.
And my Just Stop is for radio stations. Okay.
I think they did, but go ahead.
No, there's still a lot of radio stations.
All right.
And here in town in Cincinnati, there's a handful of radio stations that I listen to. Exactly. That's the one I'm talking about.
Cincinnati WKRP.
Every weekend, WKRP has a theme. Okay. Yeah. And they're like, it's our special. Last weekend was a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame weekend. Okay. Yeah. And they played, Paul McCartney and Wings. Okay. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Coming up in the next half hour, the Jimi Hendrix Experience on WKRP. Then it goes to a commercial, right? Yeah. And that was their theme for the weekend. The next weekend was like the left-handers weekend. Left-handed artists we're featuring this weekend. We just heard Paul McCartney and Wings, and coming up in the next half hour, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yeah. Commercial. Okay, the next weekend comes up, and it's songs that are over 3 minutes long, and you just heard Paul McCartney and Wings, and here's the Jimi Hendrix Experience. It's the same songs every weekend with a different thing. People who have glasses. Okay. It's like, I was joking, but there was a weekend where they had songs that were under 3 minutes long. It's like,
that's all the Remones. Just push
you know what? I wasn't going to listen to the radio this weekend, but they're having a special theme.
You know what I would love to do? You know what I would do in that case?
What's that?
I would make up a theme and just lie to people. I would say, this is all the bands that hate Applebee's.
Yes.
And just start playing stuff. And just because there would be somebody in the car
heard
like
Paul McCartney and coming up in the next half hour is Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Why does Tom Petty hate Applebee's? What did they ever do to him?
It's the same artists.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
They had a theme. What's like a Gone But Not Forgotten weekend. And if it's a classic rock station, all the artists are gone.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
John Lennon, dead. Tom Petty, dead.
Yeah.
The Grateful Dead,
Dead.
dead. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, good job picking that theme, Carol.
Yeah.
Just stop. You don't need to have a themed weekend. People are going to listen to you anyway.
Yeah.
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 You know, we do that a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is your announcer Dave Lay with an important announcement. There's never a good time to buy your child a kazoo. I don't care how many times they ask. Just don't do it. You'll thank me. This has been an important announcement.
I am 51 years old, and every couple of weeks I have to, with tweezers, pull the white hair out of my ears because it drives me absolutely crazy.
You don't use those trimmer things?
Well, if you use the trimmer, then you have stubble. You have stubbies in your
yeah.
ears, and then it's all stubbly.
Yeah.
And it absolutely drives me bonkers. And since they're white hairs, and since I can't flip and see, I have bifocals, and I'm trying to, it's like my cross eye, and I can't stand my white ear hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just like, thank God I'm married. Because Libby walked in one day and I just threw the tweezers. Nothing, not doing anything in here. Just getting ready to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Nothing is sexier than a man tweezing ear hair.
Yeah. I've had a couple where I've like been able to reach in with my fingers and yank that puppy out, but I'm afraid it's going to pull my eardrum out.
Your other ear's going to get off balance.
Yeah.
Thunk. But anyway, there's just like, there's got to be a pill, a vitamin, or something that I can take to keep white hair from growing.
Whatever it is that happened to our heads, why can't we inject that in our ears?
Yes.
Everybody's doing Botox. There's got to be something you can inject in your ear.
I know.
It's
I'll just
ridiculous.
inject it right in my ear and get rid of that white ear hair altogether. If anybody has a solution, let me know. Go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, send us a message. I have a special message for, is it McAfee or McAfee?
Both suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
McAfee
is a I bought a laptop.
Yeah.
And the people where I bought the laptop says, you don't want this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard from many, many, many other people to get another,
including me.
To get another service, to an antiviral deal for your computer.
Pop-up blocker.
Exactly.
It used to be called.
And I bought something else. I eliminated McAfee, Affy, whatever the hell.
But it's like the girl from The Ring. It keeps coming back.
I keep getting emails and phone calls, and McAfee is standing outside my house with this boombox and his trench coat, playing "In Your Eyes" by Peter Gabriel. Yeah. We're not going to be a thing, McAfee. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've moved on.
So you got the same laptop that I have that we're recording this episode on right now.
Yes, I did.
And there has been at least one episode, and eagle-eared listeners could probably find this, where McAfee, ding,
yep,
and then in the background you hear me going, and the episode stops and then restarts, and we're slightly miffed.
And then we're like, "Hey, I'm Darren," and we're back.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have fought the McAfee thing, and you told me that, it's been they removed it from my computer. And I remember I listened to that and I looked at you with a skeptical eye because I'm like,
no,
it's not on your computer anymore officially.
No, it's not on my
but they're emailing
but I keep
you.
getting emails.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
you're screwed.
Yeah. They just keeps it. And now that we mentioned it in the podcast, they're going to start emailing the podcast.
We're talking about it, and our phones are listening. And
that's right.
Elon Gates or Muskie Bill, whatever the hell, are going to connect us to the thing. You know what? I actually uninstalled it because there's two McAfee things. There's the McAfee thing, and then there's a separate program, McAfee, that connects to your web,
there's
whatever
McAfee
web server,
Electric Boogaloo,
that comes down in from whatever. So I got both of those. I was like, I did that about a week ago, and it hasn't popped up. But I think it's saving. It's waiting until this podcast sounds like it's getting good. And then it'll come in and bing!
It may not happen this week.
We're safe.
I think we're safe. I have a problem, and the problem is with bottle caps.
Okay.
Not just all bottle caps.
Yeah.
But my favorite soda is Cheerwine. Okay. I'm wearing a Cheerwine. I'm wearing my Cheerwine t-shirt as we record this podcast, people on the Twitch, which is 2 people. Actually, it's 1 person.
Yeah, the other one is us talking to that one
Stump
person.
Woodley can see that I'm wearing my Cheerwine t-shirt. They're my favorite soda, and when I go to Kroger, they have them in the glass bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, and whenever I take the bottle cap off my Cheerwine, I save it.
Okay.
I can't seem to throw them away. I have 4 coffee cups downstairs in my drum room full, overflowing with Cheerwine bottle caps.
Yeah.
Now, the other night, the little wife and I, we had a bit of a tiff because she asked me, she says, honey, the other night I came home and I looked on the counter and I saw that why was there a bottle cap there? And I was like, oh, I'm keeping that. And she says, why are you keeping that? And I said, because I'm the man and I'm keeping that. That's why.
Okay.
And if I say I'm keeping a bottle cap, I'm keeping the bottle cap. Well, what are you going to do it for? What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something with it. I may make a giant sculpture out of it. I may build a guitar and make it a Cheerwine bottle cap guitar. I don't know. But the thing is, I can't get rid of them. And I know we've also talked about untimely deaths.
Uh-huh.
One of these days, if I keel over, they're going to go through my stuff and the kids are going to go, why does Dad have 27 coffee cans full of Cheerwine bottle caps? I don't know.
I'm taking your bottle caps. Can you leave them to me?
Sure.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
I'm a gamer.
Yes.
What's this? Fallout.
Fallout.
And if you look to your right, there's a Pip-Boy thing, that brown big box.
Yeah.
Fallout. That is the currency after the apocalypse, which we're...
Wait, bottle caps are the currency or Fallout? Okay.
Bottle caps.
Okay.
After the nuclear holocaust, money has no meaning. For some reason, bottle caps are used as currency. And there's actually a heartwarming
And that's the
story.
case in the game Fallout?
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a heartwarming story. So this is Fallout 3.
Okay.
That box next to you is the box Fallout 4 came in. So there was a gamer that wanted Fallout 4 but didn't have any money, but he saved bottle caps like you did.
Yeah.
Fallout 3. He sent bags of bottle caps to the developer as payment for Fallout 4, and they actually sent him the collector's version of the game.
He paid in bottle caps.
He paid in bottle caps.
In a certain bottle cap?
No. Just bottle caps.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you're making that up, right?
I'm not making that up. You can look it up. Look up gamer pays for Fallout 4.
I'm right. Saving these can
right.
Can do me good.
That's what I'm saying. If you leave them to me, because I'll need, like, when the bombs fly, man, I'm going to be. If you're hoarding bottle caps,
I've got hundreds of them.
Oh, good God!
I've got probably a couple hundred bottle caps.
I'll be the only guy down at the Piggly Wiggly that can afford anything because I'll have the bottle caps.
Is that Piggly Wiggly you docked over in Yazoo?
only if the round is funny.
I washed my sins away.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is proudly brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper, Otis Elevators, and Bones Suckin' Mustard. Please use their products whenever possible and help them make a boatload of money. Thank you. Now back to our program.
So typically, I don't look at the rundown until like the day of the show. And today, I looked at the rundown as we were starting the show. And we haven't really had a chance to talk about it. Whenever I eat mashed potatoes, that's not even a sentence. That's a phrase. I think that may be a dangling participle.
There are certain things that you do in your house solely because you think they're funny. Am I right?
Yeah.
And do other people in the house think that they're funny?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
That makes them funnier for me. Yeah.
One of the things I do at my house that I think is hysterical, and I continue to do it, and I will continue to do it until I'm dead, and then you inherit my bottle caps. Is whenever we have mashed potatoes, I do the Richard Dreyfuss thing, where I slop them on the plate,
Yeah.
and everyone else will be eating. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving and the grandparents are there and everyone's talking and the cousins or whatever. I'll sit there with my mashed potatoes and I will build a giant volcano out of the mashed potatoes and I'll do it until somebody pays attention to me. Whether it's, and God love her, it's usually Libby, and she does it just to get it over with. She'll be like, Darren, what are you doing? And I say, this means something. And I can't help it.
Yeah.
I can't help that I want to save the bottle caps. I can't help that I do that with the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And now the kids are starting to do it.
So you've reminded me of something that I do with this. Their kids are the kids are making miniature.
Yes. Cameron will now make a mashed potato volcano.
Now, will he go with the bit until somebody says something to him?
He usually forgets this means something, but he'll do like the volcano.
Yeah. So
I'm like, Cameron, does that mean something? Nudging, it's like, Cameron, you're screwing up the joke.
So you reminded me of an ice cream story, and the fact that I said ice cream reminds me of another ice cream story. So I have two ice cream stories.
I love ice cream.
The first one is short.
That's what she said.
I like to buy vanilla ice cream, and then I like to put it in a bowl, and I like to swirl it around and mix it. And it's hard to do. It takes effort.
It does. Well, especially a man of your strength.
Yeah. So, and I'll get it to the point where it's like a soft serve consistency. Okay. And then I'll go around the inside of the bowl, outside the perimeter of the ice cream, and scoop it into like a small cone, make it as high as I can. And then I just, off the top, I get a little bit of a spoonful. Now, the entire time I'm doing this, I'll have Bess or a kid just staring at me like, do we need to take him to the farm? And then it'll start to melt and kind of drift down, and I'll come around and I'll make it, and it ends up being a cone in the middle, and I just keep doing that, and that's how I eat ice cream. Yeah. That's how I eat vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
I've always wanted to share that, and now I have. The other thing, and I put a picture of this on our Facebook page.
Okay.
We went to Cold Stone Creamery. We actually did that instead of eating lunch. We just went to Cold Stone Creamery, and then that was what we ate for lunch, and we didn't eat again until later that night. They have Lucky Charms ice cream.
Yeah, you showed the picture of that.
Can I describe the beauty of this?
Well, it may taste delicious. I thought it looked infected.
Yeah. So you can get just the Lucky Charms ice cream, which is a green ice cream. And I didn't know this at the time. After I got it, it actually has Lucky Charms cereal in it. Not the marshmallows, the frickin' cereal.
Cereal chunks.
And you can get the marshmallows. They have the Lucky Charms marshmallows there that they mix in. If you order ice cream at the end of the rainbow, they mix in the Lucky Charms ice cream.
Shut up.
The marshmallows and whipped cream. They mix that together, and then they sprinkle golden sugar flakes on top of it.
Oh, my God.
Now,
what are we doing here?
Now, here's what this does to you when you eat it. Oh. And you know how they have the waffle cones? They have green waffle cones. Okay.
Is this for like St. Patrick's Day coming up?
That's the obvious conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was asking the question, and then I realized, oh, yeah, this is March. So I got this, and I was watching the lady measure out the marshmallows that go into it, and I was thinking, that is a lot of marshmallows. This is going to be disgusting. And
I doubt that.
Then she put more marshmallows into it.
It's already past the disgusting level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she put it in the thing, and I remember actually thinking, I don't know if I can eat it with all those marshmallows in it. The cereal to marshmallow ratio is way out of whack. Then I started eating it. I was craving more marshmallows. I almost went back in and asked for more marshmallows to put in it. It was simultaneously amazing and disappointing. Because the ice cream really has no flavor. I don't know what they make it the flavor of the.
It's not just vanilla ice cream mixed with Lucky Charms.
It might be vanilla, but there's so much other going on with the whipped cream and the marshmallows, and then this weird golden sugar stuff that vanilla just don't stand out, Jack. Especially when you got those cereal bits in there, and they,
yeah,
they're closed now. We can't go get it. But
One of the jokes that I used to do in my routine was, people say frosted Lucky Charms are magically delicious.
Yeah.
There's no magic involved.
No.
They're delicious because they're made with 3 cups of sugar. Okay. And let's say that it was magic. That's like the lamest magic trick ever. It's like, ta-da!
Yeah.
Your cereal has sugar.
Magic would be keep the cereal the way it is, but keep my ass from growing like
Yes,
3 sizes
thank
too
you.
big when I eat it. That's magic.
Oh, it's magic. That was me singing. I'm going to stop doing that.
What about the Trix Rabbit? I want to talk about the Trix Rabbit for a minute.
Just let him have some cereal.
What's the deal?
Oh my God, for 40 years now, it's like silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Let the rabbit have some cereal.
Yeah.
Why stop being a jerk?
And why can't he just go in the store and buy his own damn box of cereal? They're
See, that
all
was the
over the
same
damn place.
thing with the Fruity Pebbles commercial.
Yeah.
Barney, you can't have my Fruity Pebbles. Hey, Fred. Barney was always trying to get Fred's Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Just go to the damn grocery store and buy a box of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
The Trix Rabbit,
Trix Rabbit.
God love him. If I was a cartoon, I would seek him out. I'm like, here, the pain is over with.
Yeah.
Come live with me. You can have a bowl of cereal.
And it's not that good.
No, it's not
that good.
No.
The other one that bothered me was the Captain Crunch, oops, all berries.
Yeah.
So they had a accident at the factory.
Uh-huh. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'm an idiot. I'm like, oh, wow, there was an accident at the factory. It's all berries. It never dawned on me that there's an entire different box.
Uh-huh.
There's a marketing campaign.
There's a whole different logo. There's a color scheme.
And then the oops, they're all berries are still available. So who's running this factory? They can't get their together. Got berries falling all over the place. Just either it's a new flavor or it's not. But let's drop the oops and just call it all berries.
You've struck a chord with me because I love if they made like if Ken Burns did an 8-part series on cereals, my ass would be glued to that. Okay, because all the years I worked at the grocery store, it seemed like once or twice a month we would get C-3PO cereal or Crunchy Stars or whenever.
Crunchy Stars.
It's like, that was the Swedish Chef
I know.
cereal, right? Remember the movie Frozen?
Yeah.
They made a frozen cereal, and I asked the question,
gosh.
am I supposed to keep this in the freezer?
Yeah.
So I wanted to buy all these one-off cereals.
Yeah.
What would I do with them? No one's going to go, oh my God, did you see Darren's giant ass cereal collection?
I actually would. I actually would.
Anyway.
I miss Pac-Man cereal.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong had a cereal, which was basically Captain Crunch in a different box.
Yeah. So whenever they would do this, I was all over this. When I worked at my very first TV station, WJHL in Johnson City, Tennessee, I can't remember why, but a guy from Kellogg's came in and they were doing an interview about Kellogg's was sponsoring some local run thing for charity or whatever. And I said, you work for Kellogg's, right? And oh my God, I was like that nerd at the Star Trek convention asking him all about this cereal and that cereal and that cereal.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him about Big Mix, which had the Chicken Wolf Moose Pig on it. And he goes, look it up. Big Mix cereal.
I remember it.
BIGGMIXX.
Yeah.
The Chicken Wolf Moose Pig.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, that was a disaster. And I'm like, was that your biggest flop? No. They had one that when you poured the milk into it, it turned orange, like orange O's. He goes, that did not. And we could have talked cereal all day. And my boss is like, Darren, we need to go. But I'm talking cereal here. And oh my God, I loved it. Absolutely loved talking this guy's ear off. And maybe before I die or before I leave or retire, I'll work at a cereal factory.
It'd be like Clark Griswold. He invented a cereal varnish.
That's right. It kept it crunchy and kept it crunchy milk.
Right.
I forgot that he did that.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is proudly brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper, Otis Elevators, and Bones Suck and Mustard. Please use their products whenever possible and help them make a boatload of money. Thank you. Now back to our program.
You mentioned that you had been watching Aliens with the boys.
Yeah.
Well, with the boy. With Andrew, not Charlie. You're not
psychopath.
that bad, apparently.
Yeah.
So we started watching the Harry Potter movies.
From
From the very first,
yeah.
from the Sorcerer's Stone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to apologize to J.K. Rowling
Mm-hmm.
and to Harry Potter and to all the fans, because it's not like I was bad-mouthing the movie, but it seems like every time we would try to watch one of these movies, I would always fall asleep. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not because the movies were boring. I'm just, I'm in my 50s now and I fall asleep all the time.
Yeah.
So we started watching from the beginning, and I'm going to tell you right now, these movies are actually pretty good.
They are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Radcliffe. I like Emma Watson. The kid who's
Weasley.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Here's the Harry Potter drinking game. Whenever Ron Weasley says "bloody hell," throw back a shot. You'll be hammered, absolutely hammered. I like the second Gandalf. I loved the first one, Richard Harris.
Yeah.
Because I love the way he spoke, and Harry Potter, and then the second one had a deep voice.
Richard Harris is just an
Richard
amazing
Harris
actor.
was the bomb, man.
Yeah.
You ever hear some of his old drinking stories? Oh my God.
No.
He's lucky he got around as long as he did. that boy, he served his time. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, we've enjoyed them, and they're pretty good. We're almost at the end of the first part one of, was it the Deathly Hallows?
Okay. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
That's like the last book was made into 2 movies. Because I'm doing the symbol for making more money. Yeah. They did what Breaking Bad did. They split it up into 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think I got through maybe the 3rd. I know I've seen the 3rd movie. I think I've watched the 4th, and I think Marvel happened, and it's like I don't have time.
I mean,
for both,
they pale in comparison to the Marvel movies.
But,
if I, had to watch an Avengers movie or Harry Potter, I would pick Captain America: Civil War any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would still absolutely pick the Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter.
Yeah,
remember that episode of South Park where these kids were out playing Harry Potter and Cartman, and then they were playing Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I'm the gamer of the crew. There's 2 South Park video games.
Yeah.
One is they're basically Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, and the other one is they're making fun of the Avengers movies and that type of thing. But
you can't make fun of the Avenger movies.
yeah, they do.
That's true.
They make fun of superhero movies in general.
Right. Are you going to see the Batman?
Yes, I want to see the Batman. I think that one's going to be tough because I'm pretty sure. I think it's rated R. If it's not, we definitely can't take Charlie to see it because it is brutal.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't going to go. I was just like,
you're being that guy.
No, I mean, it's like James Bond.
Yeah.
You've made enough James Bond movies.
Yeah.
There have been enough people play James Bond. You guys have done Batman to death.
Yeah.
They're on their 7th Batman now?
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not count the TV show with Adam West. And I love the TV show with Adam West and Burt Ward.
They keep making Batman darker. And so the Batman is dark. I mean, the Dark Knight is when he went dark.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing that, combining that with the old school detective Batman. And so I think in like 20 years, Batman will be a straight up serial killer.
Yeah.
It'll be like 7 or something. But
and you see, it's like, I don't know why they're not putting Robin in these movies. And it's probably because of the George Clooney one.
I don't think anybody ever liked Robin. I think the only time I ever saw Robin done halfway well was in the Christopher Nolan Batman. And they never really actually called him Robin until the very end of The Dark Knight, or the end of Dark Knight Rises.
Why do I not remember Robin being in that movie?
Did you see The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the very end.
Yeah.
Like the absolute, how Nolan has like those things, like at the very end, you're like,
And
oh my God. That was the thing at the very end of that.
It's not Kevin Nolan, it's Christopher Nolan.
It's true. Yeah.
Wait, so The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight was with Heath Ledger as the Joker. Dark Knight Rises was with Bane.
What was the first one with Scare? What was
Batman
the first?
Begins.
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They weren't hiding anything.
No. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, and
No.
Or
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight,
and
then
then
The Dark Knight Rises.
Electric Boogaloo. Okay, yeah. No, I own the one with Joker in it.
Okay.
I bought that.
Yeah.
I was like, that one was badass.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So at the very end, like it's basically a police guy that is helping Batman through his thing, and he's young. And look, it's one of those things, typical Christopher Nolan. Looking back, it was obvious that this is Robin, but throughout the thing is like, oh, cool, it's this hotshot cop kid, and he's, you know, Batman. Everyone thinks, spoiler for a 10-year-old movie or whatever it is.
It's older than that.
Everyone thinks Batman's dead, you know, at the end of Dark Knight Rises, and this guy is going to collect something. And he's given his name, and they say, oh, it's a nice name. Like, you don't see that too often, Robin. And it's like you could hear him in the theater go, and then he goes in the Batcave, and it's like all the stuff is there. And then he stands on a pedestal, and it goes and rises him up. And it's like this. And then all the Batman nerds, all the DC comic nerds, actually, it's not Robin. It's Nightwing. Because if you look in the lore, Nightwing is the one that gets the thing. It's like, shut up.
Just shut up.
And there was a big fight on the Twitter, and there's other people saying, well, Robin was Nightwing. And there's like, no, Nightwing came out in the blah, 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 and they got Doritos and stop. For the nerd fight. For like, I look at us as
It's like, have you ever kissed a girl? It's like, go out and find a girl to kiss.
I look at us
Come on,
as like,
you'll thank me.
I look at us as like nerd. We're not PhD nerds like that. We're like nerds,
Right.
Like we're like C-level student nerds. Like we know who Robin is,
Right.
And we're the crew that's in the movie. Go, well, they said Robin, so oh my god! And then so let the PhD nerds go off and fight over Nightwing. We'll enjoy this little thing. We're the ones that are watching Fellowship of the Ring halfway through, pausing it, going, wait, Éowyn is the horse?
No.
And
The
Arwen
horse
is
was
the dog?
No, Buttercup was
on
the horse.
Thing? Okay.
Shadowfax had
We
Buttercup.
called the dog, Indiana.
Yes. Okay, now we held Éowyn was the elf. Arwen was the elf. Éowyn was Steven Tyler's daughter.
No. Arwen was Steven Tyler's daughter, the elf. Éowyn was the I'm no man.
Yeah.
And the guy's
no man can
face.
kill me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my body is broken.
By the way, side note, Your Honor, I almost bought something that would have ended in a divorce, but I came close to doing it.
What's that?
There's a fire pit made by this guy that makes metal art. It's the Witch King's head. So when you put a fire in the fire pit, it has the flames coming up around the Witch King's head.
Nice. I
came close to buying that.
I was
like, I can't put that in my backyard. The neighbors will rise up and do pitchforks and torches and run me out of the neighborhood.
I mean,
it looks like I'm summoning Satan.
Your yard will be filled with smoke. They won't be able to see it anyway. That's a callback to Well, Mike, Dusty, Buck, whatever your name is, this has been a good one.
Gator.
It was fun. Gator.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for listening. We hope that you go to Irritable Dad Syndrome and listen to previous episodes. Donate money. Mike is still hoping that people will...
Well, if you're hearing this by now, it's too damn late. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to be talking about the Tool concert next episode. It will have happened in the past.
All right.
So,
yeah.
If you donated... If you donated, and the next episode you hear me jumping around going, look at the screen, look at it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You'll also see Darren in the background going, I can't believe you didn't put that into the podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll also get a picture of the kid that we saved from starving.
Yes.
So we'll do that.
Anyway, thanks a lot for listening, and we hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Well, the show's over, folks. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. We'll see you on the flip side.
Waka waka. Waka waka.
Yeah.
Yeah.